Go.
Hey guys, it's Mark here from the Legion of Nerds, here with Adam WarRock. Tell us about yourself a little bit.
I am a indie nerdcore geek rapper who mainly does stuff about comic books.
Alright, since you
Right?
said, yeah,
That's good.
that's good. So, since you're talking about comics, what one moment of comic book history could you just wipe out from all of continuity? Never happened.
Oh man, I have what one moment? Maybe like
Wait, this is your one chance. Superman might have never died.
I would-
Rob Liefeld would have never been a thing.
what I would do is I would have never made those guys start Image Comics, so that they would have stayed. So they would stayed on all the titles they were on. There would never be like those crappy Wildcat stories, and there'd never be
Yeah, don't lie.
Shadow
He like-
Hawk or whatever.
Rob Liefeld would have stopped being a thing.
Yeah, or he would have kept doing. I mean, he would have kept doing X-Force, which was like back then a huge tragedy when he left it. Even though like the artists after were all fairly good, but I don't know. It's hard to say. Like that's probably because like I was so heartbroken when Jim Lee left that new X-Men Blue Team. That's all. I just want to go back and make him stay there.
Yeah, we all got heartbroken over Jim Lee. So who is your favorite artist?
My favorite artist is Mike Mignola.
Great
Hellboy
choice.
is like the style of those first like Hellboy trades or issues when he was like so heavy on shadows and everything. Like he's the guy that brought me back in the fold of comics after I left it for a little bit.
So any chance of a Hellboy song coming out soon?
It's funny because like I have thought about it and I have tried to, but it's like it's such a weird comic. There's so much stuff in it that like it's hard to really condense it into a song, and I don't really want to just make a song about like Hellboy is awesome and that's it. And it's like the story itself, even if you read it, it's like really kind of complex. So it's like I have to really sit down with every trade and like reread all that stuff. So maybe sometime in the future.
Oh, so it's fun. So what are you reading right now?
I'm rereading every X-Men trade and saga that I can because I hate myself.
The 90s are a sad time.
Well,
weren't they?
it's because I remember reading Manifest Destiny in issues and thinking it wasn't very good. And then I bought, this was like a year ago, I bought like the Manifest Destiny trade and I read it on a plane and I really liked it. And I was like, oh man, I wonder if like other sagas are really good if I read them all at once rather than like month to month and all disjointed. So I kind of buy an X-Men trade every time I go to another city and go to a comic store. And then I'm reading like Six Gun. I try to keep up with Saga. I try to keep up with some of the new Avengers stuff. And Manhattan Projects by Hickman. And I just bought all these Hawkeye issues because I haven't read any of them.
Right.
And like everyone tells me it's awesome. So
That's strange that that kind of segues in. What's your opinion of the Hawkeye Initiative? Or do you have an opinion of it?
Hawkeye Initiative meaning what? Making him
The Tumblr blog?
Oh, yeah. I think it's awesome. That's the one where they like put Hawkeye in all those sexy lady poses, right?
Like 90% of it's contributed by Rob Liefeld's lack of human anatomy.
It's really weird, man, like how certain characters just become like so iconic. I was actually talking about this with my friend Chris Haley, who's an artist, and we were talking about how like it's really weird how Wolverine became the center of like so much of the Marvel universe. It's like he's kind of like this guerrilla, like on the ground brawler,
Right.
and like being like the leader and stuff. It's just like it's not. I mean, it's awesome, but like we're also kind of like this is not really who he's supposed to be. He's just supposed to be this dude who just like you send that way, and he just like wrecks stuff. So like. And he's like became the center of it, and like watching like a couple of years Hawkeye be the center of like every team. It's like Hawkeye's like the leader of the X-Men or something like that.
What makes this about as much sense is Cyclops and Magneto running it.
I
Did
guess.
did I drop massive spoilers on you, my bad?
Wait, about running the X-Men?
The current arc, did I just spoil that for you?
Dude, there is no way to spoil it because I don't even, like, you just said that, and I would be like, I don't even know which X-Men, like, title you're talking about, because there's, like, 40 of them, and I don't know who's in what team, or which one is chronologically where, and so I just wait later and read them all together.
I'm looking forward to have your like brain explosion moment when you get caught up to current continuity, because it's weird.
I mean, he was going to come back. We knew Cyclops was going to come back and be, like, some sort of leader, because that's always what he's going to be, so Magneto, I mean, whatever. I always liked Grant Morrison, what he did with Magneto and the new X-Men, kind of making him like this crazy, babbling old man. Like, because like he does kind of like, after the initial like awesome arcs of Magneto, he kind of starts to sound like a crazy, babbling old man. So you're just kind of like, it's nice to make him just like pathetic. Not that that's my favorite Magneto.
What is your favorite arc?
That is a tough one.
The $1 million question, isn't it?
I mean, Dark Phoenix will always be probably that was the comic that like I read it so much that like the cover broke off, you know, and I had God Loves Man Kills as a kid, and I read it so much, like I was like, those like that like nightmare that like Xavier's having where he's like crucified and the X-Men are like demons, and like it used to give me nightmares, man, like Colossus with fangs and everything. So like God Loves Man Kills, Dark Phoenix, and I really like the Executioner song, even though I know it's not necessarily the highest quality. I thought it was an awesome arc, and it's like the whole Cable Stripe thing, Legacy Virus, and everything.
So let's talk about your music a little bit. You got a bunch of projects out. Where can everybody at home find it? So we can put these links in the scrolling bar somewhere down here.
It's at AdamWarRock.com.
We just made our editor work.
AdamWarRock.com, right here. Look as it explodes into fire. No. AdamWarRock.com. I'm on Twitter at HugeWarRock, EUGE Warrock. I'm on Facebook and iTunes and all that stuff. It's all there. You can just Google Adam WarRock and you'll find stuff. Or you'll find like the pharma hack that was on my site, and maybe it'll be trying to sell you Cialis and Levitra, which I hope is fixed now. But
really? I was kind of hoping you took it up for me.
Yeah, I have a side gig as a spammer, and that's how I make all my money now. So AdamWarRock.com is where you can find everything.
Mark, Adam, and you've just been experienced to the Legion.